Well, we're going to get the third grade reading guarantee. I mean, that's really important to us. We got to get the Cleveland school plan through. I mean, we got to get the language and have to get it done. You know, there's a handful of other things. But, you know, I look at where we are now, and boy, it's been another really, really positive session. You know, I think what's interesting for those that have been around a while, no one has ever seen a year-to-year budget. And I think this caught a lot of members of the legislature off guard. What could we have done better? Probably could have gotten the bill a couple weeks earlier. But, you know, it's a new process. It's a new culture. And you just can't sit there, you know, when you have a company that's on the verge of bankruptcy, which is where we were, and just like wait 2 years to do something again. So I would expect we will see a budget every year. And that's the way it ought to work, because we have a lot of things that have to be done. But all in all, I'm extremely pleased. I think the energy bill is just phenomenal, and that's going to help us to move forward. I mean, if we hadn't gotten those regulations, I wouldn't have been able to let the industry go forward in the state. But we got the regs, fortunately. Tom Niehaus did a great job. So, you know, we saved some money. We've improved the operations. We're improving education. Just a couple more things to do.
Is there anything you have concerns with, anything that might get a veto along the way?
Oh, there'll be a few things that are going to be vetoed. I mean, but we're going to let you be in anxious anticipation.
So nothing specific to mention about potential vetoes at this time?
Well, I want to save that for another good news day.
Governor, if Rome is burning, is the president the one doing the fiddling?
Well, look, I think the problem with the administration is they do not have a good economic plan. But it's everybody, right? It's everybody that isn't delivering right now. I think they got tantalizingly close to a budget deal. Maybe they ought to go back at it. You know, I went through the government shutdown, but we figured out how to move forward and put the country first. The whole country is asking for something here, you know? If you're going to have Dodd-Frank, tell us the rules. If you're going to have, you know, you've got an overly aggressive EPA, clarify that. This whole thing about Obamacare, I'm just meeting with Tim Keene and Greg Moody yesterday. The woodworking effect, that's the number of people that would go on the rolls, could cost Ohio, they're telling me yesterday, you know, $200, $300, maybe $400 million in costs. Now, how am I supposed to take a $300 or $400 or $200 million in additional costs with nothing to pay for it? So, and then when you have this enormous debt, people are just anticipating, what does this mean? So, but you know, here's the other thing, Alan, that I think is really important, and that is the executive is the leader. You can't run a government from the legislative branch. It's the executive branch that has to lead, and you got to bring the legislative branch along. And I'll tell you, in our state, think about this. We passed an energy bill in the Senate. The vote was 27-6. Bipartisan. We passed the DWA bill we just signed. Overwhelmingly bipartisan. Human trafficking bill, overwhelmingly bipartisan. Cleveland school plan, overwhelmingly bipartisan. You know, when I came in, we were frozen here. And I'm saying it's been everybody trying to reach out a little bit, you know? Everybody kind of lowering their guard and putting the guns back in the holster and seeing if there's some things that we can do to work together. You know, Mike Stinziano came to me. He said, I understand you're blocking my student trustee bill. I said, blocking it, I'm for it. It's just yours is too weak. Your dad would have done better. You know, I think this effort, and I'm not telling you it's all kumbaya, but we've seen improvements here. And we're not seeing enough of it in Washington. I don't want our people demonizing people in the other party. I've never subscribed to it. It's not the way to get anything done. I've been telling people, you know, they yell and scream about Obama, and they yell and scream about all the, I say, look, at the end of the day, the biggest problems that we have in the country will not be solved by just one party. It's going to have to take some bipartisan. Now, we can fight over philosophy, just like I do with Obama, but at the end of the day, don't poison the wells. And I'm concerned about it all.
Governor, if I could ask one last question.
Yeah.
Are you wholeheartedly behind the Romney's economic plans, given that, among other things, he had a different point of view on the automobile industry rescue that I think was important to your state?
Oh, I'm completely behind Romney. You know, the reason is the guy's got a record of being a job creator. You know, he spells out clearly what he wants to do. He should probably be a little bit more clear and a little bit more simple about it all, because apparently, you know, the media doesn't hear it. They don't hear his program, and they're questioning, I think he has a very solid program. Look, he lowered unemployment in Massachusetts, he brought jobs back, and he's a businessman and an executive. And I've said all along, I'm not voting for anybody for president, never's a long time, but I want somebody who's been an executive, and that's what he's been. He knows, he makes decisions, he knows how to get things done. So, look, we're thrilled that we've got the auto industry back, but remember, it's 1,800 direct auto jobs out of 70,000 plus that we've created. So Ohio's more diversified, and Governor Romney gets that as well. Thank you all.
Thank you.